welcome back in. Today we're joined by renowned doctor and skincare expert Dr. Simran Sethi, founder of RewnewMD Medical Spas and the Skin by Dr. Sethi skincare line. Her clinics, as you know, are nationally recognized for offering skin tone safe medical aesthetics. Last time she was here, she showed us how to find the right sunscreen, and this time she's sharing some lesser known ways to boost your sun protection all summer long. Dr. Sethi, welcome in.
Thank you.
Yes, so excited to have you. And we were just chatting about Maui week, and it's almost summertime. The sun has definitely been out lately. What else can people do other than sunscreen to stay safe?
Yes, you know, sunscreen can only do so much, and then also it can only give you so much protection in terms of how much protection and time it gives you.
Yeah.
So there are other ways that you really should boost your sun protection, especially if you have a history of skin cancer or a family history of skin cancer, if you have a lighter tone, and there are easy ways to do it. So number one, if you're gonna be out in the sun for more than, I would say, about 15 minutes, consider wearing a large brim hat. And you know, activities like sports, gardening, and things like you pretty much have to. And a lot of people don't realize that 13% of skin cancers are found on the scalp.
Oh, wow.
And the thinner your hair on the scalp, the more likely you are going to, you know, put yourself at risk for cancer there. So a hat is an excellent and really easy way to boost your sun protection. And of course, the larger it is, the more protection you're getting. And then the second one, clothing. So a lot of people, when they are out on the beach, they might see, you know, SPF clothing and so forth. But actually, you know, all our clothing is, in a way, is SPF clothing. So if you are wearing fabrics that have like a tighter weave, you're going to get more protection. And the longer you wear your clothes, the longer you're covered, the longer your protection will be. So that's an easy one, where just wearing the right clothing is going to give you enough protection. Again, the back is an ignored area, the back of your neck. So if you're going hiking or so forth, you know, consider giving some protection to those areas. And then finally, and this is one of my favorites because it doesn't show externally, it's actually an oral supplement. So there's an oral supplement called HelioCare. That's its brand name, but it's basically a natural fern extract that is an herbal, but it has been FDA approved to protect you from sun damage in real time.
Wow.
So when you take a capsule of HelioCare in the morning, you are actually getting like an internal sunscreen. And I use it every day because I drive a lot. And it's very, very safe. It's actually one of the few supplements that the FDA does regulate, because in the US, the FDA does not regulate oral supplements. Because it is a form of skin cancer prevention.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you said that people can take that every day? You can take it?
They can literally take it every day. In fact, if you have a history of skin cancer or family history, or if you have certain kinds of skin conditions like melasma, I would recommend just take it. It's like a vitamin.
Okay, yes, and we're looking at some melasma on the screen right now. So melasma is something I've told you I have before, so I should maybe start taking this. That would be great.
Absolutely, absolutely. And take it throughout the year, because we, especially in the Bay Area, we just get a lot of sun.
Yeah, and it's so hard, especially as it gets hotter and hotter, which is so nice here in the Bay. It's so lovely when it's warm outside, but it can be so hard to cover yourself every day.
Oh, exactly. And then, you know, and the other thing is, it's very hard to reapply sunscreen, right? You're technically meant to reapply sunscreen every few hours, but that's not easy to do. That is just not very practical.
It's not. Okay, so for people who didn't see you on last time, I just want to review that sunscreen real quick. So how often, based on like the SPF, how often do we need to reapply sunscreen?
So basically, an SPF 30 or greater is the recommended SPF level that we should have in our sunscreen. Now, that means that your sunscreen is really active for like 30 minutes to an hour. But it is very impractical to apply. So a lot of people ask that, do we really reapply sunscreen every few hours? And the answer is really yes or no. It depends. So if you are going to be out in continuous sunlight, I would say yes, every 2 hours. So that example would be on the beach or hiking. Do reapply. But if you're, you know, driving to work, you're mostly indoors, and now in the afternoon you're driving back, then you should reapply it. But, you know, you could even use a sunscreen powder. There are some really nice ones on the market, and they're just very easy to do. Apply over your makeup, or if you're, you know, just, they're very quick and easy.
Yes. Do you have any specifically that you would like to recommend?
My favorite is a brand called Color Science. They do a wonderful job keeping all their sunscreens natural, very well studied, easy to use, and really nice on the skin. So I think that that's a very practical way to reapply sunscreen if you're not going to put the liquid one on.
Yes, and they're very easy too. If anyone out there watching today hasn't seen it, it's like a brush that you would just put on just like powder.
Exactly, and both men and women can use it. It's just such a easy, neutral thing to do.
Okay, wonderful. Are there certain people who should be more concerned based on their skin color, skin type?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, because yes, there are. So, of course, the one that everyone sort of probably already knows, skin cancer or family history of skin cancer. But skin tones that are more prone to skin cancer are lighter skin tones, because melanin, which is the name of the pigment in our skin, actually filters the UV effects of the sun. So it's protective. So the less melanin you have, the fairer you are, the more likely you're going to get skin cancer. The next one is melasma. You know, it's a condition that worsens, the pigmentation on the skin worsens with sun exposure, so 100%. And then the other one, which a lot of people don't realize, is medications. If you're on a medication called Accutane for acne suppression, even a simple medication as certain antibiotics and ibuprofen, you know, a regular household Motrin, if you're taking that every day because of arthritis or so forth, you are going to be more sun sensitive. So those conditions, yes, you should be a little more aware of your sunscreen.
Okay, good to know. And people who like burn easier, does that mean that they maybe need to reapply more often?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you burn, you know, within 30 minutes of being outside, you 100% should. And that's a perfect person who should be taking an oral supplement as well.
Okay, great to know. I didn't even know that existed, so this is so cool. Any last big tips for the summer as we get into it?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people think that because they don't burn, they don't need sunscreen, or they only wear it sparingly. That is not true. We still get sun exposure from windows, our car window, you know, literally just sitting in our house. So consider wearing sunscreen every day, no matter who you are.
All the time. I've started, since you started coming, I've started wearing sunscreen every day. Just make it part of your makeup routine or skincare routine in the morning. Thank you, Dr. Sethi. Wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Yes, and to learn more, you can always visit Dr. Sethi's website. That is RewnewMDWellness.com, and get her skincare and go see her.